Hello and welcome, Reds. Thank you very much for tuning in for our pre-match build-up show and the Liverpool and Chelsea Champions League draw reaction as well. I'm joined by a very special guest and good mate, Josh, absolute legend. He's been very busy today. Thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Jack, thank you very much for asking me. It's an absolute pleasure to be on this channel. So, for I think my second or third time, always happy to help out a fellow Liverpool fan, a fellow supporter. And just on that note, a big thank you for coming on the channel today. I'm a deputy head of the Blue Podcast. A massive thank you for coming on and supporting me and Tom today. We really appreciate you taking time to come on and help us with that.
There it is. So go head over, subscribe to Josh's channel, and obviously subscribe to the Blues podcast as well, as you can see there on our right, mine and Josh's right. There you go. The links are in the description to Josh's channel and the Blue podcast as well in the description. So do head over there, subscribe. But Josh, first off, we'll talk about the big game that's happening at the weekend, Liverpool Chelsea, mate. But we'll just get your thoughts, mate, on a Chelsea perspective, and Reds and any footballing fans, get your comments in on your thoughts and opinions on this draw. From a Chelsea perspective, are you happy with obviously drawing Juventus, Zenit and Malmo? That could have been a bit more worse for not just Liverpool and Chelsea, but I think that's a favoured result for from Chelsea point of view.
Very, very favorable. Juventus look like they will probably be without Ronaldo coming in the transfer window, which is absolutely mad to think. Mambo, they're not great. Mambo are pretty much a bang average side from Sweden. And Zenit will get a really good game in Russia, but I expect to beat them at Stamford Bridge quite easily. Chelsea should be top 2 of this group quite comfortably, probably dropping no more than 2 points. So yeah, very pleased.
Yeah. From Liverpool perspective, Reds as well. Liverpool drawing up against Diego Simeone's side, the Burnley of La Liga, really, in terms of, yes, Burnley don't quite win La Liga titles, but they frustrate Liverpool, and they have in recent times as well. So, Reds, let me know your thoughts on that reaction. I'm happy to see AC Milan back in a European competition. They're not the great Milan side that I always grew up watching, really, but they're a very young, up-and-coming side under the guidance of a very good manager as well. So it'll be intriguing to see how they do approach back in the Champions League. They're approaching the Champions League. I think they'll come at Liverpool, as we see, and it'll be in a cracking tie. And the most important one for Liverpool, from a point of view, looking at it as well, is travelling, really. Liverpool are not going quite far, really. We're not going to Zenit and quite further destinations around the world anyway, really. But Liverpool, 2-hour trips to sunny Madrid. We've been there before, won the Champions League there. Milan, not too far away. And Porto, yeah, we've got good memories as well. But cracking result from a Liverpool point of view. It could have been a lot worse, Josh, couldn't it, for a lot of sides? And I think the big elephant in the room is Group A. I'm absolutely made up. City got PSG.
The fact City didn't get an easy girl for once, I get on the scene. It's weird. Look, so really, that City group is insane. Group G is wide open. Any 4 of those clubs could do well. And then Group D, Inter Milan and Real Madrid and Shakhtar were the same 3 teams that were drawing last year, with each other, with Gladbach making up the 4th one. So it's some cracking Champions League draw. And people should not sleep on AC Milan. AC Milan do have a very, very good team. They have the youngest side in Serie A. They're young, they're fresh, they're going to be up for this. If AC Milan turn up in this group stage could go either way, and Liverpool should not take AC Milan for granted whatsoever.
Oh, yeah, definitely, mate. It's nail on the head, as always. It's going to be a very tricky tie. I'm speaking to Dave, spoken to you as well, spoken to a lot of Reds as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. If you are watching this live, get your comments in, and we will read them out. And obviously, if you've got any questions that you want to post to all your fans, let us know. Go ahead, Josh, we're going to say something there, mate? Or?
No.
Yes, mate. Group C as well, and G. Someone's been paying off some money backhanders anyway, in terms of analysing those 2 groups. But Champions League 40 years back, Josh, and we're absolutely made up, aren't we, mate?
Oh, we're champions of Europe. What can I say?
Yeah. So is this. Some clubs love to bottle finals, don't they, Josh, as well? But yeah, no, not saying any names. But Josh, going into the big encounter at the weekend, it's not going to be a game that defines to come the end of the season, but it will define really this weekend. Chelsea coming into this season hugely anticipated to be challenging for the league title. Obviously recruiting big players like Romelu Lukaku, Tuchel getting a bit more time under his belt in terms of engineering this Chelsea side, moulding it. Koundé hopefully coming in from a Chelsea point of view from Sevilla, very young, experienced, talented player. Kurt Zuma going out the other way. What are your thoughts and expectations going into the tie at the weekend from a Chelsea point of view?
Well, it's mainly because last season we dropped a lot of silly points. A lot of those silly points came down to just not taking our chances and not scoring enough goals, or under Frank Lampard, it was just not being competitive enough in these games. And what I'm expecting Chelsea to do, you're going to a fully packed Anfield against a Liverpool team who started the league very well, positive feelings around the club. Anfield fans is so difficult to go to and win. I can't remember the last time we actually won at Anfield in the league. It's been quite a while. Because I know Sarri didn't. I don't think Conte, Sarri, or Lampard were able to do it. Tuchel did, but was out. I found that he had a ton of injuries. So our record going, our trace history at Anfield is not particularly great. I want us to be competitive. I want us to match Liverpool in intensity. I want us to match them man to man on the pitch. I want us to create chances and defend well. We cannot make silly mistakes. We can't give the ball away in stupid areas. We can't mess around playing out with the ball because Liverpool will press us. It's a matter of being smarter and more clinical with our decision making. And it's just you just want to see Chelsea being able to mash these teams. Chelsea aren't a team of fighting for top four anymore. We should be going for the league, and for that reason, we need to show that we can mash Liverpool in the most difficult scenarios at Anfield by being competitive and being able to match Liverpool for intensity and fitness.
Yeah, any updates? I know I spoke to you before we come on, dropped a comment as well. What's update on Kante? Is he back fully fit now, or is he expected to go into starting 11?
Kante should be fit enough to start this game.
Yeah,
which is bad for Liverpool.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he's an absolute quality player, N'Golo Kante, and I think fully expect him to potentially win the Ballon d'Or, but it will be Jorginho will be quite close to him as well, mate. Starting 11 from a Chelsea point of view, mate. If you in terms, give us a run through that.
Mendy's obviously in goal. I'll keep the same back three that played against Arsenal. Christensen on the left, Rudiger on the left, Christensen in the middle, Azpilicueta on the right. Christensen and Rudiger have a good bit of pace to them. This is not a game for Thiago Silva. We need people who have got fitness in them, and we need people who've got a good bit of fitness in them. A good bit of pace in them, and that's what Christensen and Rudiger have. We just need people who are able to stop the runs in behind from Liverpool. Reece James would be my right wing back. Rory Fitzgerald was saying I would play Jorginho and Kante in the midfield. Kovacic hasn't looked particularly sharp so far. Kovacic has looked quite off the ball in terms of fitness and in terms of just in terms of what he can actually do. So Kante and Jorginho for me. I would drop Marcos Alonso because Alonso defensively is a shambles and a half. He's absolutely awful defensively.
Is that a point that Liverpool, if he does play, do you reckon Liverpool could expose him?
I would be bricking it if he plays, because him going up against Trent/Salah is a recipe for disaster. So I would bring Chilwell in, because Chilwell's better defensively and he'll be able to at least keep up with Liverpool more than Marcus Alonso can. I would then drop Kai Havertz for Timo Werner, because we've seen at Anfield last time how much Timo Werner's pace can make a difference with the high line. And then I would play Lukaku and Mason Mount with him up front.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there, mate. And Reds, and as any neutral fans as well, get your starting 11s in the comment section below as well. I'll just quickly get my starting 11 up in terms of Liverpool, from a Liverpool perspective, really. I've went with Alisson, Trent going right back, Virgil van Dijk and Matip anyway. And if it's a big question mark, I think I'd throw Robbo in. I think as well as good as Kostas has been playing, it's a high level game. Intensity is going to be there from the absolute outset, and Robbo's got that experience. But if Costas did play, I think he'd do a very good job, really. But I think Robbo will be fit for the game. Fabinho back, obviously due to the absence of his father sadly passing. But I think he will be coming back in. He's been in training, so fully expect him to play. And then it's whether who you do select. Reds, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I've seen your lineups. We'll be getting them in a little second. Whether you go with the pivot, Naby. For me, it could be. I was going to go Harvey, but I think that's a bit too ballsy, really, to throw him into the deep end in a big, high-intensity game. But I've gone with the experience of Henderson. You need that drive, the intensity in midfield, especially when you got Kante. You know how good he is in terms of just zooming across the pitch, hoovering up everything. So Hendo very much match him in terms of the athleticism, really. Naby, it's going to be a game where you need to control the ball, especially when you've got the likes of Jorginho, which we've seen in the Premier League already, in the Champions League, and obviously in the Euros for Italy. So try and disrupt the momentum in the middle. And the three main men, and for me, you don't drop Jota. I know it's good shouts for if Liverpool are going to play that high-intensity pressure, whether... Josh, that's an important point as well. How do you reckon Chelsea will approach this game? Do you reckon it'll be both at each other's throats, or do you reckon Chelsea will be happy like they were with City in the Champions League final to very much soak up pressure and look to, as you've already alluded to, get Timo Werner, if he does play, or Lukaku in behind, especially considering Liverpool do play the high line?
I do expect us to be a bit more in the defensive aspect, because I think if we go in and attack Liverpool, and I would try and go in and attack Liverpool, I feel like it would just not work for us. I just feel like I would give Liverpool the upper hand. It would kind of play into Liverpool's hands in terms of them trying to attack those spaces. So for me, definitely, I would definitely play a bit more conservative. I wouldn't go as far as playing as we did against Man City. I would still like us to press from the front a bit more, and I would like us to try and play with the ball and keep the ball a bit more, but I don't expect us to be like Liverpool come all guns blazing, pushing everyone forward. We'll manage the game. We'll attack when we see the opportunities to. We'll probably hit it long, at times to try and see if we can win a second ball. But for me personally, I do think we'll probably set up not to lose. I think that's. I just don't think to go in this game and try and say let's just not lose this game, and that's how I think we'll set up.
Yeah. You're absolutely spot on there, mate. That's an aspect in Tuchel's game I really do admire. I think with Jurgen Klopp as well. They're very... Yes, Pep Guardiola bottled it on the big occasions. He likes to overcomplicate some certain aspects of games. I don't think Tuchel does that, especially considering both managers. He's quite young still in terms of his managerial spell as a manager. But yeah, it's going to be an intriguing encounter, and one that I'm fully excited to see. The 1892 Reds podcast, make sure you head over to subscribe to the lads as well. Cracking content. They've just done a pre-match build-up show as well. So head over there, subscribe. They've gone with Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robinson, Hendo, Thiago, Fabinho, Mane, Jota and Salah. Very, very interesting. And then, do you want me to show? Spot on there, boys. You want the Chelsea one? Mendy, Christensen, Dave, Rudiger, James, Alonso. Oh, Josh, he put Alonso in there. Kante, Jorginho, Mount, Havertz, and Lukaku.
He's a Liverpool fan, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. He wants Trent to have acres of space. I was surprised. I know it's Arsenal, mate, but Reece James had the absolute... He could have drove... He could have just went on his bike or a motorbike and just gone down the whole of the Arsenal's left-hand side in that game. It was frightening how much space he had. But there will be space for both sets of fullbacks at the weekend. I think that's a massive way in which both sides do play, obviously under the guidance of Klopp and Tuchel. Chelsea is a big test for us early on. I'm going for a narrow 2-1 for us. Tight game, spot on there, mate. Backwards to beat Chelsea. If Kante start with Jorginho, then play the right centre mid and left centre mid, means Keita against Keita and Hendo versus Jorginho anyway. Spot on there, mate. Kante, I think, mate. me not being able to read. Spot on there, lad. It's going to be a battle, hard fought job. But I'm just saying 2-1 for us as well. Eamon's absolutely cracking there, boys. I'm very happy with the Champions League group as a friend, as a big AC Milan fan. We haven't wanted to play together for a long time. Obviously, the only time we have met AC Milan has been in finals as well, and over knockout games, which is obviously not in the group stages. We've never met them, which is a good fact for the quizzes anyway in the future. They've gone with 2-1. Josh, what scoreline would you like to happen, or come the weekend? Obviously a Chelsea win, but do you reckon it'll be pan out that way?
No, I don't think we'll win this game. Unfortunately, I just feel like it's too early in the season. It's too early in the season. I feel like both teams are still trying to find their feet in terms of fitness, match sharpness, and just overall being prepared for the season with the disjointed pre-season both clubs have had. I think this game will end 1-1. I think Liverpool will score the first goal, will equalise, and then we'll probably from there be able to see it out. I just feel like this game that seems like a massive game. Only 3 games in. It normally doesn't live up to expectations. It can be a bit boring, especially in the second half. So I do see this being a 1-1 game. And Chelsea, and I've said on all the previews I've done so far, I will happily take a point at Anfield, especially with it being so early on in the season.
Yeah, spot on there, mate. Bill, absolute legend from Garage Football. Make sure you head over and subscribe to those lads as well. There's going to be getting Josh, Bill, all of you, and if you're a fan as well and you'd like to come on the show or let us know, hit us up on Twitter, and we've got all of us have probably got a load of content planned this year, mate. But cheers, Bill. We do appreciate the support, matey. Absolutely spot on there with his comments. We played AC Milan and Anfield in a proper competitive game for what I can remember. We haven't, very much spot on there. And popular opinion is Liverpool Chelsea the biggest fixture from the 21st century in the Premier League, considering their history, Josh?
This is a really difficult one.
It's big shout, that, isn't it?
It's a big shout. Liverpool and Chelsea games have always been typically tight. They're always very competitive games. So it is a shout. I do think Liverpool and Chelsea have always lived up to expectations, no matter what game. Obviously, the Super Cup we played last year was very competitive. 2 seasons ago was very competitive. The league games have always been really, really close. So it's a fair shout. It is a fair shout, yes.
Yeah, it's different period in time, and it makes obviously you had Wenger and Wenger when he was winning titles with Arsenal. That period of obviously Vieira, the Keanes, and obviously the 2005 time for Liverpool and Chelsea. It seemed like every Champions League game or every week we were playing news within the space of those couple of years, wasn't it, mate? But we've got a lot of rivalry, and that's due to being both clubs being very successful in terms of obviously Chelsea in recent times winning a lot of Premier League titles, but you've had a lot of very good, talented players and very experienced managers at the helm as well. But it's great to see the top elite teams competing. James literally had the keys to the Emirates. Basically did, mate. Yes. So, Kaiten, I understood what you meant, Rory. Sounds. As always, the biggest fixture in the century. Yeah, very much agree with that. But Josh, thank you very much for coming on, mate. I know you've been very busy. Make sure you head over to Josh's channel. Just shout out your socials or any other content you've got coming up.
Basically, it's just JVSH. As I said, Jack's got the link in the description there, just to directly send you to my channel. It's just JVSH. It's just basically got Chelsea and a Glenavon picture on it. I do Chelsea content on there. I'll be doing NFL content coming up there, and I do Glenavon, which is my local club here in Northern Ireland. I'll be doing matchday vlogs on that. So it's just basically everything football related. It's for all fans and any fans, and I do try and edit my videos to make them quite funny too. So it's definitely a place if you need something to watch while you're a bit down. I do try and make my videos good for people to enjoy in that case. Yeah,
absolutely cracking content, mate, and a pleasure to Doug introduced us, and it's flourished into a great relationship. So I'm absolutely amazing. Yeah. Well, I hope that's the same that your way anyway to me. But really do appreciate it. You coming on tonight, mate. It's been very busy. Just quickly get to all your comments as well, just before we do shoot. He'll beat Chelsea 3-2. Van Dijk will put Lukaku in his pocket, hopefully, Hopefully, mate. It could be eating those words coming the weekend, mate, but it will be a difficult game. I know it's just saying, oh yeah, spot on there, boys. But yeah, great show, lads. Appreciate it. Rory, LFC fans debating Jota and Firmino. So a reverse question to Josh to final to conclude the episodes. Who does he think Chelsea would prefer to play against in that sense?
Yeah, I would probably say I would prefer Jota. Roberto Firmino I think Firmino is very good off the ball. Like his position and off the ball is very good. I know people do laugh about. I know people do laugh about Firmino being a defensive striker, but I do think his off the ball work and his work rate is really really good. And I personally do feel like this Firmino will probably be a harder player to play against for us. I think Jota off the bench would just bring you something different. But I feel like Firmino in the bigger games against the bigger teams where there's a lot more off the ball work to do, I think Firmino sits that more. And I feel like that's why you guys have succeeded a lot against the bigger teams because of that. So I would rather hope Jota starts to feel like we'd be able to bully Jota a lot more rather than Firmino.
Yeah, cracking reply, mate. Spot on there. There you go, Rory. Josh replied. Cheers, Jack. Great show as always. No, lads, thank you to every single one of you and ladies as well. Whoever's watching, absolute legends, every single one of you around the world. And it wouldn't be possible tonight with Josh coming on. Absolute legends. All he is. And there's Doug as well. Doug's been very busy. Head over to the Dugout Football channel for more content as well. But Josh, I'll let you to bed. Thank you. Really do appreciate for coming on, mate. All Josh's links to his channels and everything are in the description. And obviously, head over to all the content as well. But Reds, we'll see you possibly for a post-match reaction. It depends how it goes at the weekend. Depends if me and Josh want to do a post-match. but Reds, see you later. And everyone, have a lovely rest of your night. And we'll see you tomorrow for another video.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
See you later, Josh.